Hello, everybody. This is our regular August meeting of the Madison County Board of Commissioners. Monday, August the 21st, 2023. It's exactly 6 p.m. The West Tennessee Research and Educational Center, 605 Airways. We in room 150, good old Jackson, Tennessee. If everybody will rise. Jeff Wall.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Tonight we have Commissioner William Martin, who's going to lead us in our invocation and our pledge.
With all eyes closed, here thou, let us pray. Oh, gracious eternal Heavenly Father, Lord, it's once again that few of your faithful, Lord, servants have come together. Lord, we come together, Lord, to do your will, to do your work. Lord, we ask, Heavenly Father, that you will bless this meeting of tonight. Oh, Lord, we ask, Heavenly Father, that you will allow the Lord to be humble if we can, oh, Lord. Lord, touch our heart, crown our head with the knowledge that we need. Lord, we pray for your understanding, for your guidance, for your peace. Now, Lord, we ask, Heavenly Father, that you just bridle our tongue on this night, that we would show up in love, Heavenly Father, for one another, and we say that we love you. Now, Lord, bless, Heavenly Father, like you never have before. For, Lord, we are your servant, trying to do your will. And, Heavenly Father, we will be grateful and careful to give you all the praise and all the glory. And in Jesus' name we do pray. Amen.
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 Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, William. Roll call.
Abernathy. Here. Haydad. Here. Alexander. Here. Arnold. Yes. Black.
Present.
Bond.
Here.
Brown.
Here.
Bryant.
Here.
Cindy. Bryant. Mike. Here. Deaton.
Here.
Ellison. Here. Godwin. Hill. Here. Hall. Hicks. Here. Johnson. Jones.
Present.
Martin.
Here.
Mercer. Montague.
Here.
Newhall.
Here.
Taylor. Here. Tippett. Here. Wall. Here. Watson. Here. 23 present, Mr. Chairman.
We have 23 present. We have 2 absent. Item number 3, no one requested public comment tonight, so I guess there's, I'm sorry, we got, we're marking on. Do I have anyone to approve the minutes of the previous meeting on June the 20th and June the 30th?
So moved.
Have a motion?
I'll second that.
Have a second. Any other comments? Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? None. Under public comment, no one signed up to have a public comment, so I guess we don't have any tonight. Item number 4, presentation by the county mayor.
No presentation tonight.
No presentation. All right, sir. Announcement from the chair. I'd like to make everybody aware that Warner Turner, who was on the budget committee for a number of years, passed away, I think probably 2 weeks ago, if I'm not mistaken. And also, many of you may not know this, but Joey Hale's granddaddy, Howard Hale, who was a great American, passed away 2 nights ago. Can we all stand for silent prayer for those 2 gentlemen?
Mr. Chairman.
And I'd like to also mention the fact that I will do it later on with Shirley Mercer, passed away also, so we can recognize all 3.
Mr. Chairman, also Andy Hall's wife is probably winding up her surgery about now. Reason couldn't be here, she's there tonight.
Lord, we lift all 3 of these up in your precious and holy name, Master. We thank you in the Lord Jesus Christ. Amen. I'd also like to recognize another famous American, Katie Brantley. Katie, would you stand up back there, lady? Katie served on this body for many, many years. Her husband served. What a gracious lady she is. We thank you, Katie. Good to see you here. Thank you, ma'am. Okay. I also have a resolution I like to read in the memory of Charlene Ross Mercer. Whereas Charlene Ross Mercer was married to Commissioner Luther T. Mercer and the mother of two children, Latina Mercer and Luther T. Mercer II. Whereas Charlene Mercer was a great asset to the citizens of Madison County and will be sorely missed. Charlene Mercer had compassion and love for all people and struggled for many years to establish civil rights for all people and see to it that those rights were preserved for future generations. Whereas Charlene Mercer gave unselfishly of her time, her means, and service for the betterment of the citizens of Madison County and was a strong community activist for all citizens, especially including the youth and senior citizens. Whereas Charlene Mercer began her journey fighting for civil rights while attending Lane College, along with three other friends, became known as the Four Freshmen of Lane College. Whereas Charlene Mercer became involved with the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee, she participated in student-led sites and at Woolsworth, Jackson, Tennessee. She drank from white-only fountains, and it was her drive to deem the Jim Crow law that led to her becoming the community activist that she was. Whereas Charlene Mercer became the director of the district service for the U.S. Congressman John Tanner in the 8th Congressional District in 1989 and served in that capacity for many years. She served on many boards as members of and our chairman, including West Tennessee Healthcare, where she served as the first female chairman, Boys and Girls Club of Jackson, the YMCA, Jacoa, Jackson Area Chamber of Commerce, and there's many more names we can name. Whereas Charlene Mercer's influence was known throughout the United States, and she was often called upon to come to other cities and towns to consult with them to help promote civil rights for all and crime reduction. Whereas here in our own community, Charlene Mercer instituted the weekly crime march to take a stand for those who are committing crimes and selling drugs. She revitalized the Gillian Baseball League, which served over 180 children, ages from 6 to 8 and 9 to 12 years of age. Whereas on October the 9th, 2020, the city of Jackson named a community park after Charlene Mercer to show appreciation for all the love and dedication she provided to make Jackson and Madison County a better place to live. Charlene Mercer Walking Trail, 5.2 acres, a park, is located in East Jackson community and is designed for families and community events such as movies in the park, reunions and gatherings. Therefore, be it resolved that a copy of this resolution be presented to Commissioner Luther T. Mercer as a lasting tribute to his wife, Charlene Mercer, for a dedicated service to the citizens of Madison County, Tennessee. It's adopted on this day, the 21st day of August, the 23rd, by this commission body. Tested by County Clerk. Anybody have a comment on this body?
That was such a beautiful presentation. I hope that you remember to put my picture on it also.
It's on the back. Item number 6, announcement from our school superintendent.
Good evening. I have 2 announcements, and I'll share this with you. I don't have enough copies, but you can look at what's coming around. We are back in session. One of the things that we had in the budget this year was our We Care initiative, our employee wellness program. And our health fair for employees will be next Thursday, and it's on this flyer. And it's for the employees, but I want to also give a special invitation to only the county commissioners and the county mayor to participate in our wellness program. It will be at Owen Arena. We will do wellness checks. We will have salsa dancing, yoga, Pilates, just a lot of things to keep people physically fit. And so we would love for you all to come out and join us. It starts at 2:30 next Thursday. Leading up to that, we put 2 breaks in our calendar this year. So our first wellness break, employee wellness break, will start next Friday, leading into the Labor Day weekend. And then our second wellness break will be second semester. We are really excited about being able to keep our employees not only physically fit, but socially and emotionally fit as we take on the daunting challenge of educating kids. The second thing I have is I have passes, the AAA pass, which to all our athletic events, to our academic events, and arts events for the commissioners in Massey. So if you see me this evening, stop by and get your pass. This allows you to get into the games free, plus 1 individual to join you all. So if you would like a pass this evening, please stop by. And Melissa has a copy. Melissa got a few, and I have some as well. That's all I have to share.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. King. Item number 7, report from the Jackson Chamber. Come on down.
Good evening, everyone. Just a couple of quick updates for you. We continue to see great progress at Dixie Jackson, and it's on schedule. If you have not been out there to see it, it is something to behold. There's some walls that have gone up now, and you can really see how it's really beginning to take shape and form. We anticipate Fiberglass Road will open back up and be connected to Highway 223 in September on that project. With 6K, one of the companies that announced recently, they'll be at the Airport Industrial Park. They are also remaining on schedule and should be starting construction this month if they haven't already started today. I didn't get to drive by there on the way out. So their plan is to be open in the 3rd quarter of this year. So they're really making great progress on becoming Jacksonian. So we're excited about that. I brought with me tonight Logan McCoy, our VP of Existing Industry. That's a big asset for us, a new hire. He's been with the chamber, I think, now 3 months. And Logan's role is to help those existing industries that have been here for so many years. Even with all the influx of new industry, it's important to take care of the ones that we've had for so long. And so we're happy to have Logan on board. And then I heard, I think it was Captain Kinsia back there clapping. Captain Kinsia also represents our Small Business of the Month. So August is National Nonprofit Month, and it happens to be that the Salvation Army was recognized as our Small Business of the Month this month.
I got a question. Business of the month,
Yes, sir.
and you recognize nonprofit.
So
How
they
do you
were,
have a small business and not make any profit?
if we need them to make our community a great thing. Right?
You're right.
The other aspect that we're beginning to dive in heavily on is recruiting people. And so the next 3 are going to help us a lot in that way. So just recently, Great Wolf Lodge came to town here a couple weeks back. They made a trip down with their CEO. It was an excellent trip. And we look forward to them having some good news and a groundbreaking hopefully in the near future.
You got any good news about that?
Other than it's continuing to move forward in the right direction. And I hope to have my girls go through that road. It has been a long road. I'm happy I wasn't here at the very beginning of it, but it has been great here in the most recent part here. We just wrapped up our One Vision Jackson with the city and county combination, and that looked at the 4 different sub-areas of West, Omen Lane, Jackson Plaza, and downtown. And so that was a great opportunity to kind of cast vision on what the future for Jackson proper might be. That is all available online if anybody would like to take a look at that. The one that we're waiting on right now is the Jackson Plaza area. Hope to have that up in the next week. And then lastly, and this is just an excellent feather in the cap for us here, when it comes to recruiting people, we've got 4 Ford execs that have chosen to live in Jackson. And so we're continuing to make progress towards that and trying to get more and more every day. So.
Anybody have any questions? Well, thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Appreciate it. Item number 8, report from Lori Nunnery. Come on down.
This angle, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It does.
Sound goes up.
It does, okay. Well, the good news is, I've been involved with Great Wolf Lodge since it started,
Good.
and we are making great progress.
Good.
And I'm very excited about this project, and it was really great to have the folks, not only from Great Wolf Lodge, but Blackstone Financing in, and to see their excitement and their support of the project was really overwhelming for us. So there's a couple things that you'll have as you leave the room. We have our new visitors guide. We print over 40,000 of those. This is also available online. We send these out. We have requests. They go into the welcome centers. If we have VIPs or people moving to our community, this is one of the go-to guides. In looking at this, I think it's important to know that out of the top 10 states that request the guide, Tennessee is the first one, followed by Ohio, Pennsylvania, Illinois, Michigan, Wisconsin, Missouri, Florida, Indiana, and New York. And you'd say, well, why shouldn't we concentrate on all of those states? It's a little bit different because this is a printed piece, and we all know that people that want printed pieces are different than the people that want the digital. So in our next report, we'll give you an idea of who's looking at it from what states digitally, so we can see the difference as we go across the board with our advertising and marketing. Other things that are coming up, the hotel motel tax collections are up about 10% this year. So the $100,000 that this commission invested in us, we're going to have paid back probably in a month or 2. So thank you, and you're welcome.
And that's taxpayers invested in that.
Those are people that come and stay in our hotels here. So it's hotel motel tax collection, predominantly from visitors that are coming to the area. So things are going very well tourism-wise. We have our budget approved by our board and our marketing campaign, which will be around $300,000 that we're investing in out-of-market marketing. So this is a big step for us. We're moving in the right direction. We have a little ways to catch up because when we were, our funding was capped for about 16 years because of the West Tennessee Healthcare Sportsplex. We're now starting to grow with that because we're not capped anymore, and it's making a big difference in our office. So we'll see if more things continue to come out.
Thank you, Laura. Thank you very much. Good report. Item number 9, a report from our finance director, Ms. Karen Bell.
I'm gonna stand here because I have to do the computer too.
That'll be
so,
fine.
but, on our year-end closeout, we came in $2.1 million of revenue over expenses. This is the unaudited balance. You had budgeted in your ARPA to transfer 3.7 and a draw on your fund balance of 1.9. Neither have needed to be used. I will also point out that the general purpose school fund also came in $2.1 million under budget year to date. Again, these are unaudited numbers. Wanted to also give you the figures on the county payroll at this time for the last fiscal year was $29.5 million. The school annual payroll was $86.7 million. Many of you have asked about the sales tax that is being withheld on foods from August 1 until October 31. The state says we will be held harmless, so we will still get all of the sales tax that Madison County is entitled to. It is the state that is doing that, so we will be held harmless and still recoup that. Audit is in full swing. We're the second county for the audit in our district, so hopefully we should have the audit and the fund balances by December 31st. Reviewed all of the annual policies with the Financial Management Committee this month. And the last thing that I'd like to bring before you tonight, and I will ask that you suspend the rules, we have an opportunity to apply for a Blue Cross Healthy Place grant. This is to put a park at Beach Bluff, and interim director Tony Ragland is here, but we do need to have this letter approved showing that you endorse that so that we can submit our application by August 31st. And I'm sure Tony would be happy to answer any questions about what they're looking to do with that.
Commissioner Alexander?
Make a motion to suspend rules.
Have a motion second. All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? None.
Just need you to vote this.
I need a motion for the grant.
Motion to approve.
Have a motion and a second. Any discussion about the grant? This is for an application.
Is this a matching grant or?
No.
This is 100% funded grant.
All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? None. Thank you, Karen. Thank you very much. Item number 10. A report from county officials, standing special committees, old business, action thereof by this board. Commissioner Wall.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The excess resale committee met and brings for you tonight recommendations on these properties. 422 Burkett Street to Dennis Harris for $2,500. Committee recommendation.
Committee recommendation, no second required. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? None.
214 Jackson Street to Dennis Harris, $2,000. Committee recommendation.
Committee recommendation, no second required. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? None.
866 North Royal Street to Dennis Harris, $3,000. Committee recommendation.
Committee recommendation, no second required. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? None.
1101 North Royal Street, Abrielis Bond, $3,500. Committee recommendation.
Committee recommendation, no second required. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? None.
123 Otis Street, Skyview Homes LLC, $1,365.76. Committee recommendation.
Committee recommendation, no second required. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? None.
That's all. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Commissioner Wall. Any other committees? Commissioner Hale.
Yes, sir. The Personnel Committee met, I guess Personnel and Personnel Insurance Committee. We didn't have a quorum. Well, we did not have a quorum, but the conversation that was had allowed us to look at the fund balance for insurance, which we like, remember, just reminding everyone that we're self-funded in this, and we like to keep around $2 million in that policy, and we have $1,954,659.59 in that fund. So, with not having a quorum, we can't bring anything to you. So.
Thank you, Commissioner Hale. Any other reports? Is that it? All right. Item number 11, report from County Mayor.
No report this month?
We'll go to item number 12, appointment of open seat for the Madison County School Board. That will be District 5, Seat 2. Floor is open for nominations. Commissioner Hale.
I'd like to nominate Marshall Moss.
Nominate Brent Lake.
White Jones.
Any other nominations?
Move the nomination to cease.
Do you have a second? All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? None. Read that to 3 nominations.
Yes, sir.
Commissioner Hicks.
Yes, sir. Before I can stand up, I would like to make a nomination for Tasha Hannah.
You want to do what?
We have to reopen.
Could you reopen
You want to reopen
Excuse me.
nomination?
it? You need a motion to reopen nomination.
I need a motion to reopen the nomination.
I'll make a motion, we reopen.
Second.
Have a second. All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? None.
I know. I would like to make a motion to nominate Tasha Hannah.
Who?
Tasha LaHannah. Hannah.
I just didn't understand that name.
Read the nominations you have.
Well, I missed the first one from Mr. Hill, and then I got
Mr.
Mr.
Moss.
Marshall Moss.
Moss,
Moss.
and I got Mr. Lay, I got Whitestone, and then,
You got Moss,
Lay, Whitestone, and then, Mr. Hicks, Lana Hall.
you got four.
Yes.
Jones.
What?
You have Jones.
It's Dwight Jones.
Dwight Jones.
Whitestone,
No,
Jones, Jones, Jones.
White Jones,
Yeah,
Jones.
Jones.
just Jones.
Hey, he forgot his glasses, so don't worry about it, it'll be all
I
right.
can't hear either, so.
So we have 4 nominations, and I would like all 4 of those folks to come down front, and we'll give you each a moment to introduce yourself.
Commissioner Dean, while they're coming down, is there a specific time limit that you're offering? I just,
Yeah,
just as far as decorum and
I just want,
being
they're gonna
fair.
take a couple minutes to introduce themselves. Yeah.
Well, a couple minutes is subjective, I think.
A couple minutes is what they're gonna do.
So you want me to put 2 minutes on that?
No, I don't.
Okay.
Ms. Moss.
Well, I'm Marsha Moss, and I have taught school in this vicinity for 35 years. I've been in private, I've been in public, I've been in community college. I've taught science, all brands of science, biology, anatomy and physiology, genetics. That was my major in college, my love. But I've also taught math. I've taught English. I've taught remedial reading and writing. I have attended seminars on that material, but I've attended seminars on teaching methods, and I have taught seminars on teaching methods. So I've loved serving the children in this area, and I would love to continue to serve them by serving on the Board of Education. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Moss.
Yes, my name is Brent Lay. 50 years ago, I went to work for you. I worked for 14 years in the ditches and the trenches for you, Madison County Commission. And we tripled the attendance and participation at Polk Park. And we built 3 fields where there was only 1. We got revenue sharing money back in those days. I went to work for Judge Walker Becker Harris. We quadrupled the juvenile court services. We built the old University campus. Federal funds, $550,000 match. Some of you were here to vote on that, and it helped East Jackson, and we became one of the renowned juvenile court services operation in the whole nation, all the way to the point that we were the national training center, and we used the old dormitories where the sheriff's office was later on the university campus. Tonight, I'm not here necessarily for a position. I'm here on a mission. I'm on a mission to join Dr. King, shoulder to shoulder, step for step, as well as the 8 other board members. And I'm on a mission, and I'm for reopening Militia School. I'm for reopening Beach Bluff School. We're paying $600 a square foot for Pope School. We rehab those buildings for $60 a foot. Blue Oval's real. We got 2,400 new seats that we need immediately in the next 5 years. Things are going to change. And I'm for a world-renowned model school in East Jackson. East Jackson's taken a school away, and I'm for that, the JCT to become a micro-society school. That was the school at Alexander that won national awards just about 12 years ago. It won state awards. We can do it. It's the best pipeline for workforce development. Now, I know a lot of you got friends and you've already made commitments, but I'm going to ask you to vote your conscience these next few minutes, because this is about our children, and it ranks the highest. We don't need to let our children down. For 12 years, we've been ranked in the lowest 10% of all counties in the state of Tennessee. We've been wandering in the wilderness for several years now. Tonight can be a historic night. The 21st of August can be the night that we get going and we move forward to have one of the best districts in the state. We got 4 institutions of higher learning. There's no reason we can't have the greatest schools in America. I wrote a book about it. You can get it on Amazon for less than $5 or read it for 99 cents. I'm asking you to vote for me. 50 years ago, you gave me a chance. I delivered. I'll deliver tonight. You can rest assured we'll get Militia's open. We'll get Beach Bluff open. We'll get new property out in the west. immediately because that project's gonna go higher and higher. We're gonna put a new school at Huntersville, and we're gonna work together. We'll put a new micro society school at JCT. We're gonna see the schools go up 10% a year with me on that board. I asked you for the chance and the opportunity. You gave me a chance 50 years ago. You appointed me 4 times to the Juvenile Court Service Director position. I delivered. I can deliver this time. You rest assured. I appreciate your vote.
Thank you, Brandon. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, my name is Latasha Hannah Huff. Now, my story is a little different. I started out in education as a little girl. My mom was the first African-American woman in Palm Beach County School Board to be hired in the school board system. I spent a lot of time at the school board. Not only did I spend a lot of time there, I worked at the school board. I worked as a clerk for the assistant superintendent, so it was no surprise that I would educate myself in being an educator. I went to Lee University in Cleveland, Tennessee, where I got 2 majors, one in social science and one in English. I got 2 minors, one in theology and one also in sociology. I used that learning from Lee to go into the classroom. I got in Palm Beach County. I worked for the school system. I left there. I went to UT Knox. I studied rehabilitation counseling, and then also I came back home and went back into the classroom. My husband, who's here tonight, Dr. Huff, he wanted to expand his education, so we went to Nashville, and guess what? I went right back into that classroom. I started teaching in the classroom. My principal saw me and said, Latasha, I think you need to not only be in the classroom, you actually need to be one of our administrators. So I became the principal designee in our annex building. After doing all of that, I decided, well, you know what? I'm going to start a family. I'm going to stay home, be the typical stay-at-home mom. Didn't work. I decided when I got to raising my kids that I wanted them to have the same education I had. So I took my children and I only put them in public school, where a lot of people said, you know, you should send your children to private school. I said, no, I'm going to put them in public school. That's where I went. Got them in public school, but I didn't sit at the public school. I worked on the PTO executive board at Thelma Barker, Pope Elementary, Jackson Career and Technology. I also did Thelma Barker and Medicine Academy. Left that, also started the first booster club at Tigard Middle. Not only started the first booster club at Tigard Middle, I worked on the Title I program as a parent liaison. I not only did the parent liaison, I worked as a liaison for the Beta, Junior Beta Club and the Beta Club. I can go on and on and on about the things I did at the school system, because not only my children were there, but I wanted other children to succeed. After my son graduated in 2017, him and my daughter both went to public school. Daughter graduated from Fisk University, summa cum laude. She's now at Brentwood, no, what school is she at, honey? Belmont University. My son just got accepted to Palmer Chiropractic Medicine, and he will be going off to school. I didn't just leave my kids. To make a story short, I then also started and worked hard with our scholarship program for the Links Incorporated, where I chaired it for 2 years, raised over $50,000. Last year, we gave $4,000 to Madison County students who are underserved, and I chaired that also. I also chair and work with the program, not chair, I work on the committee at my church, Historic First Baptist, for almost 20 years in our scholarship program, also with Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority. So why do I want to do this job, this interim position? Because I'm qualified to do it, and because I love public education. It's in me. I do it because I love it, not because I need to, but because I love it.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Dwight Jones. I'm a retired Sergeant Major in the United States Marine Corps. I served 28 years. Served in, I have 7 different combat tours. I have 5 other deployments. I've served in a multitude of positions. served Paris Island. I was a drill instructor, senior drill instructor, serious gunnery sergeant. I was also an instructor at the schoolhouse to teach Marines how to be drill instructors. I have an exclusive background in security. I think that I could be a force multiplier when it comes to the school board, being a conduit between the county commission, law enforcement, and the school board. I manage multi-million-dollar accounts. I am physically responsible. I have impeccable integrity. I am dedicated. And I am also a public school person. I went to public school. I am the youngest of 13 from Brownsville, Tennessee, and I have service in my heart. So I will always look out for the kids. I'll be an advocate for the students, for the teachers, for the staff, and also for the parents. But at the end of the day, I will also be physically responsible to the taxpayers' monies. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Sergeant Major. You folks know what it means to be a sergeant major in the Marine Corps? It's hard to get there. We had 4 great qualified folks here that want to serve on the school board, and I'm glad to see people like this step forward. This is a job that probably some of us don't recognize what they have to go through, just like most of these county commissioners out here. They're here to serve. We sure appreciate you being here, appreciate your service, appreciate what you want to contribute. Thank you very much. Reverse roll call.
Watson.
Moss.
Wall.
Moss.
Tippit. Lake. Taylor.
Moss.
Neal.
Moss.
Mercer.
Jones.
Martin.
Jones.
Hey,
Forget to mind you, I'm sorry.
Jones.
Thank you. Working backwards a little hard. Ms. Jones?
Jones.
Thank you. Johnson? Hicks?
Huff. Huff.
Thank you. Hall? He's not here. Hill?
Moss.
Godwin?
I need to suppose I'm employed in the school system. Will you come back to me before you close out?
You just pass for now,
Pass.
okay, man?
Pass.
Ellison?
Jones.
Deaton?
Moss.
Mike Bryant?
Moss.
Cindy Bryant?
Moss.
Brown?
Jones.
Bond?
Moss.
Black?
Jones.
Arnold?
Moss.
Alexander?
Lay.
Day?
Lay.
Abernathy?
Jones.
I like to vote Jones.
Anybody else want to change their vote? Anybody want to change their vote? Nobody? We got 4 candidates. The bottom candidate will drop off and we'll vote again if we don't have 13 votes for anyone.
Nope. 1, 9, 3, 10. Right, back order.
Who is this?
Hannah Huff.
Hannah Huff had
1,
1 vote. Jones had 9 votes. Lay had 3 votes. Moss had 10 votes. So the bottom one would be Ms. Huff, will drop off.
Moss.
So now we have Jones,
Lay.
Lay,
Moss.
and Moss. Go back to the other way of voting.
Okay. Excuse me again, okay. You ready?
Ready to vote?
Abernathy,
What'd you say?
Jones, Aday,
Lay.
Alexander,
Lay.
Arnold,
Moss.
Black,
Jones.
Bond,
Moss.
Brown,
Jones.
Jones, thank you. Cindy Bryant,
Moss.
Mike Bryant,
Moss.
Keaton,
Moss.
Ellison,
Jones.
Godwin,
Jones.
Hill,
Moss.
Paul, out here, Hicks,
Moss.
Johnson, Jones,
Jones.
Martin,
Jones.
Mercer,
Jones.
Montague,
Jones.
Mayhaw,
Moss.
Taylor,
Moss.
Tippit,
Lay.
Wall,
Moss.
Watson.
Moss.
Anybody want to change their vote? Nobody want to change their vote? Jones had 9 votes. Lay had 3 votes. Moss had 11 votes. Lay drops off. Now we have Jones and Moss. If we don't get 13 votes, it's pushed to September, correct?
You won't be able to fill the vacancy unless you get to 13 votes, so yeah, you have to delay it unless someone moves to reconsider.
Roll call.
Abernathy,
Jones.
Aday,
Pass. Pass.
thank you. Alexander,
Pass.
Pass,
Pass.
thank you. Arnold,
Moss.
Black,
Jones.
Bond,
Moss.
Brown,
Jones.
Bryant Cindy,
Moss.
Bryant Mike,
Moss.
Keaton,
Moss.
Ellison,
Jones.
Godwin,
Jones.
Hill,
Moss.
Paul, Hicks,
Moss.
Johnson, Jones,
Jones.
Martin,
Jones.
Mercer,
Jones.
Montague,
Jones.
Mayhaw,
Moss.
Taylor,
Moss.
Tippit,
Pass.
Wall,
Moss.
Watson.
Moss.
Anybody want to change their vote?
I changed my vote. Dwight Jones.
Change to Jones.
Anybody else want to change their vote? Last chance. Anybody want to change their vote? Nobody else?
10-10, 3 pass.
With 10-10, 3 passed, we have no majority. This rolls over to September. Unless somebody wants to make a motion to reconsider.
Make a motion to reconsider.
Second.
Have a motion, second. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? None. Roll call.
So we're voting on the 2, Mr. Chairman? or-
The two, yeah.
Can I move for a reverse roll call?
Take one.
Reverse roll call?
Reverse roll call. You can have that.
I'll second that.
All in favor say aye.
Good, Mr. Chairman?
Ready.
Mr. Chairman, just for a roll call, let me commend the motion to reconsider. Because we have to be mindful that this is not just an exercise. For 2 months, the people in that district have not had a voice on the school board, but they're being levied and paying taxes. So what we do is not an exercise, it's a responsibility.
Roll call.
Watson.
Moss.
Wall.
Moss.
Tippit.
Pass.
Taylor.
Moss.
Nehal.
Moss.
Montague.
Jones.
Mercer.
Jones.
Martin.
John.
Jones.
Jones.
Johnson. Hicks.
Moss.
Hall. Hill.
Moss.
Godwin.
Jones.
Ellison.
Jones.
Deaton.
Moss.
Mike Bryant.
Moss.
Cindy Bryant.
Moss.
Brown.
Jones.
Bond.
Moss.
Black.
Jones.
Arnold.
Moss.
Alexander.
Pass.
Ede.
Pass.
Abernathy.
Moss.
Anybody want to change their vote? Anybody want to change their vote?
Eight for Jones, 12 for Moss, and 3 pass.
8 for Jones, 12 for Moss, 3 pass. We still don't have 13.
Mr. Chairman, there's rules, the lowest vote getter would fall off again, so you'd have a vote on just Moss.
And we're just voting on Moss.
Mr. Chairman, I didn't understand what you said.
Beg your pardon?
I didn't understand what you said.
We only got one person to vote on now. The lowest drops off to Jones, so we're voting on Moss. Last time we voted.
Could I hear that law again? Say that again.
Sure. This is under Rule 8 of the Commission Rules. It states that when an appointment is offered, it says if no one receives a majority vote on a given ballot, the person receiving the smallest number of votes will be dropped and the ballots cast again until a person is elected. So we've moved through now 3 votes, and the 3 lowest vote getters will be removed from the ballot. So the only person left is the highest vote getter, Ms. Moss, who still hasn't attained a majority.
Roll call.
Abernathy.
Moss.
Just yes or
Or
no, or
yes,
they?
yeah. Is it just yes?
I don't think they want to be yes or no, or.
Just Moss.
Moss, yes.
No.
Moss.
All right, Ede. Alexander. Arnold.
Moss.
Black.
No.
Bond.
Moss.
Brown.
Pass.
Bryant Cindy.
Moss.
Bryant Mike.
Moss.
Deaton.
Moss.
Ellison.
No.
Godwin.
Pass.
Hill.
Moss.
Hall. Hicks.
Moss.
Johnson. Jones.
No.
Martin.
No.
Mercer.
No.
Montague.
No.
Nehal.
Yes, for Moss.
Taylor.
Moss.
Tippit.
Pass.
Wall.
Moss.
Watson.
Moss.
Anybody want to change their vote?
No. No, forgot. I'll change my vote. No.
Anybody else want to change their vote?
I think Ms. Jones voted for Ms. Moss. Ms. Jones voted for Moss or whatever.
No, she didn't. Ms. Jones, how did you vote?
No.
No. Nobody want to change their vote?
Just one, but to bring it to an end.
What do you want, Tilly?
Yeah, maybe Andy was right.
5, 6, 7, no. 1, 2, 3, 4 pass. We got 12 yes, 4 pass, 7 no.
We got 12 yes, 4 pass,
7 no.
7 no. So we have not been able to elect school board member Commissioner Brown.
I move we're going to proceed with the agenda.
Beg your pardon?
I move we're going to proceed with the agenda. 4 times.
That's what we're gonna do, yeah.
I said we voted 4 times.
No, we're not gonna vote anymore.
Yes, as long as you see the agenda.
That will go on next month's agenda. Item number 13, appointment of vacancy seat for the West Tennessee Healthcare Board of Trustees.
Before we move on, sir, just a point of order for our attorney. Does this reopen for other resumes? Or
Could be.
will we repost it?
The requirement under the rules for someone to be considered is that they submitted a biographical sketch 10 days prior to the meeting that the vacancies to be voted on. So, yes, if someone did that, they could be nominated.
So if there's anyone interested that hasn't already
You're not
applied,
limited to those.
they can apply.
That's right.
Ms. Goddard.
Are we discussing the trustee now, appointment?
I thought you wanted to, no,
I wanted to say something. So are we, is that you?
I'm getting ready to, that's what we're getting ready to do, I'm gonna call it down, yeah.
Okay, I wanted to say something previous to that. I can wait till they finish talking.
Okay. I need nominations.
Are we taking nominations?
Yeah.
I nominate, oh,
That's why I set up the nomination.
Okay, go right ahead.
I would like to nominate Darlene Samuels, please.
All right.
I would like to nominate Mr. Ray Washington.
Ray Washington, get both of them. Would both of you two candidates come forward, please?
Mr. Chairman, I move we cease nominations.
Second.
A motion second, all in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? None. Y'all take a couple minutes to introduce yourself.
Good evening, I'm Ray Washington, candidate for West Tennessee Board of Trustees. Thank you for the opportunity to speak to you today regarding this vital position to our community. We all know how vital West Tennessee healthcare is to this community as the largest employer, and healthcare being paramount on everybody's mind at some point in life. I moved to West Tennessee in 1995 because of healthcare. I relocated here with a company called Baxter Healthcare at the time. Relocated from Los Angeles. I was a distribution manager there and came here as a sales associate. Before that, I grew up in Hopewell, Virginia, near Richmond. Went to college nearby Petersburg, Virginia. Joined the Marine Corps. Spent some time, not 28 years like Mr. Jones, but 7 years, and I ended up being a captain in the Marine Corps. After that, various jobs in healthcare. I got into brokerage and banking here in Tennessee. I worked for Regions Bank for many years in several capacities. Also during that time, I served on the County Audit Commission, City Charter Commission, the Industrial Development Board, many other activities, Rotary President, there's very many other activities within this community. So I've had the opportunity to serve Jackson in many capacities. Most recently in this community, I actually worked within the public school system. I worked for Dr. Eric Jones. I had the pleasure of being superintendent during the year that COVID hit, which was trying time, but we made it through. And I worked in Dr. King's administration 1 year also. So with that, I do bring some different experience to the table that I hope that I can share and help us with this vital part of our community, West Tennessee healthcare. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and thank you to each of the Madison County Commissioners. I'm Darlette Samuels. I was reared in Indiana, received my undergraduate degree from the University of Oklahoma in journalism with a minor or concentration in radio, TV, film. After graduation, my first job was here in Jackson, Tennessee as a reporter. I covered every beat, from crime to education to business. While I was at the Jackson Sun, serving as a reporter for 5 years, I was recruited by the then president, Dr. Wesley McClure, to serve as the Director of College Relations and Public Affairs, the college spokesperson, in 1994. I have advanced from that position to now Vice President and Chief of Staff. And I have been serving our students, I've been serving this community, I've been serving at Lang for 29 years. My husband and I have been married for 30 years. Daryl is the recently retired fire chief for the city of Jackson. Together we have 2 children. Our oldest is a scientist. She is a product of the Jackson-Madison County School System. And our youngest is Morgan. She is finishing up her graduate studies, and she's also a product of the Jackson-Madison County School System. I'm excited to be here before you. I trust that each Madison County Commissioner has received and read the letter from our CEO, James Ross of West Tennessee Healthcare. And in that letter, Mr. Ross indicates that he and the other 4 dedicated individuals are asking that I fill the vacancy of this position. I am honored. This is an awesome task. And when we look nationally at the U.S. population, 51% of women in our population in the United States, and I believe that is also close to what we hear locally. But when you look at the healthcare industry, when you look at the healthcare workforce, there's 76% of that consists of women. Moreover, 80% of women are making healthcare purchasing decisions. And in that letter, you will find that Mr. Ross wants this board to be more representative of the Jackson-Madison County community. I'm trying to wrap up because I know, Mr. Chair, I only have like probably 30 more seconds, so I'm trying to wrap up. So in closing, I trust that this decision will not be affected because of a political party affiliation. I trust that this will not be because this is a Greek letter organization and you want to have that affected by this decision. I want each Madison County Commissioner to embrace the mission of West Tennessee Healthcare, which is to improve the lives, improve the health and well-being of this community. And that means the individuals who are here in this room, your families, and beyond. I thank you for this opportunity.
Thank both of you very much.
I just like to say, what I would like to say is this. As I look at the trustee makeup, it's made up of Bill Bryan, which is a classmate of mine, Danny Weaver, I believe he attended Northside as well, Curtis Mayfield, and Vicki Burke. That combination is majority men. When I look amongst us as women sitting here, I see 2 African-American women and a few other Caucasian women. Most of the makeup here are men. The outgoing person that has stepped out of the seat was an African-American male. After reading so eloquently you read about Shirley University being the first chairman of the trustee, I ask that we put our Republican, Democratic, and Independent aside and vote for a woman. Not saying both are very qualified. Mayor Mass, I see you smiling over there. But as I state, I'm asking every one of you here, don't vote Republican, don't vote. Vote as a person. We need more women. And I know it's hard for a woman in a man's work. But if you don't support us women, what would we be? So I'm just asking you to support Ms. Sanders. She's a hard worker, I know her personally. And she is dedicated, and she's ready to serve. So on the heels of Shirley Mercer, please vote for Darlene Sanders. I'm asking you, please. Thank you.
Roll call.
Ready, Mr. Chairman? Okay. Abernathy. Aday.
Washington.
Alexander.
Washington.
Arnold.
Samuels.
Black.
Pass. We'll come back.
Fine.
Washington.
Brown.
Samuel.
Bryant Cindy.
Washington.
Bryant Mike.
Washington.
Deaton.
Washington.
Ellison. Godwin.
Samuels.
Hill.
Samuels.
Hall. Hicks.
Washington.
Johnson. Jones.
Samuels.
Martin.
Samuel.
Mercer.
Samuel.
Montague.
Samuels.
Niehoff.
Washington.
Taylor.
Washington.
Tippett.
Washington.
Wall.
Washington.
Watson.
Washington.
Anybody want to change their vote?
Yes. Samuels.
Thank you, sir.
Anybody else?
Samuels, 12 for Washington.
We have 11 for Samuels, 12 for Washington, so we'll drop one off, leaving Washington. Roll call.
Abernathy.
Pass.
Adat. Alexander.
Washington.
Arnold.
Washington.
Black.
Washington.
Bond.
Washington.
Brown.
Washington.
Bryant.
Washington.
Bryant Mike.
Washington.
Deaton.
Washington.
Ellison.
No.
Godwin.
Lincoln. Excuse me, I'm sorry.
Godwin. Hill.
Pass.
Hall. Hicks.
Washington.
Johnson. Jones.
No.
Martin.
No.
Mercer. Montague.
Pass.
Niehoff.
Washington.
Taylor.
Washington.
Tippit.
Washington.
Wall.
Washington.
Watson.
Washington.
Anybody want to change their vote?
Yes, 3 pass, 5 no.
Got 15 yes,
3 pass.
3 pass, 5 no. Washington is the appointment. Thank you all. Item number 14. Any amendments or transfers to the general fund, school department, capital project, highway department, debt service, juvenile court service, budget year, fiscal year 2022 to 23. Commissioner Alexander, you're on.
We have 19 amendments in front of y'all tonight, Mr. Chairman. First 6 are going to be from fund balance. Number 1, EMA disaster relief, $13,608.13. This is for reimbursement.
Committee recommendation, no second required. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Any opposed? None.
Number 2 is also for EMA. It's for $18,380.37. This is an EMAC reimbursement from the Hurricane Dorian, Florida deployment.
Committee recommendation, no second required. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Any opposed? None.
Number 3 is for the library, $2,336.49. This is for a budget amendment to move funds from fund balance to maintenance and repairs for an elevator emergency that they had over there.
Committee recommendation, no second required. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Any opposed? None.
4 is for maintenance, $8,521.15. Amendment to move funds from fund balance to maintenance and repair buildings due to closing a prior year purchase order before they could get the funding moved.
Committee recommendation, no second required. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Boy, y'all are quiet.
Number 5 is EMA disaster relief, $108,909. This is an EMAC reimbursement from Hurricane Ian deployment. Payment came in during the end of the year when the county purchasing was shut down.
Committee recommendation, no second required. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Any opposed? None.
Number 6 is highway, $428,929.13. This is a reimbursement from FEMA for the March 2021 storm flood damage.
March 21.
So when FEMA finally coming back with
They
it.
finally gave us some money. Committee recommendation, no second required. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Any opposed? None.
Next is insurance and recovery refunds. 7 EMA disaster relief, $9,000. It's a payment from the Watch Healthcare Coalition.
Committee recommendation, no second required. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Any opposed? None.
Number H for the sheriff's office, $8,244.33. It's insurance recovery funds for a total loss on damage, from damage to unit 7674.
Committee recommendation, no second required. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Any opposed? None.
Is transfers, number 9 is maintenance, $6,032. It's an amendment to move funds from maintenance, repair of buildings to maintenance personnel for, increased salary.
Committee recommendation, no second required. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Any opposed? None.
10, community corrections, $10,114. This is a budget amendment to move $10,114 from Department of Corrections to cover increased rent costs that should have been put in the '24 budget but got overlooked.
Committee recommendation, no second required. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Any opposed? None.
Following few are grants and new funds. Number 11, Madison County Drug Court, the SAMHSA grant, $90,131.82. This is an adjustment to the SAMHSA vets grant.
Committee recommendation, no second required. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Any opposed? None.
Number 12, Madison County Drug Court, $149,500, amendment for approved Madison County grant budget.
Committee recommendation, no second required. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Any opposed? None.
13, Madison County Drug Court, $20,000, fiscal year '24 addiction recovery program grant.
Committee recommendation, no second required. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Any opposed? None.
14, EMA, $7,450, Homeland Security grant carryover.
Committee recommendation, no second required. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Any opposed? None.
15, Drug Task Force, $106,000, funds from the 26th Judicial Drug Task Force revenue are being used to set a budget for the Drug Task Force operations for '24.
Committee recommendation, no second required. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Any opposed? None.
16, Victim Crime Intervention Fund grant, $170,343. It's to set up a new DCIF Victim Crime Intervention Fund grant.
Committee recommendation, no second required. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Any opposed? None.
The following three, Mr. Chairman, are reserves or state mandated reserves that we have to go through every year. 17 is the county clerk, $21,100 is to transfer to cover operating expenses.
Committee recommendation, no second required. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Any opposed? None.
18 is circuit court clerk, $30,000. This is budgeting data processing reserve for annual expenses.
Committee recommendation, no second required. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Any opposed? None.
19 is chancery clerk and master, $10,000. Funds requested to be transferred from reserve to be used for digital imaging system.
Committee recommendation, no second required. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Any opposed? None.
Mr. Chairman, this concludes the amendments portion of our program.
You really did well. Item number 16, possible acceptance of the resolution to amend Madison County inventory policy to increase minimum value of county property to be declared surplus by the property committee. I skipped 15? I did. I didn't do it intentionally. Possibly adoption of the resolution to update Madison County depreciation schedule. Committee recommendation, no second required. Any discussion about that?
What committee? Property committee.
Property committee. All in favor say aye. Any opposed? None. Now we will go to item 16, possible acceptance of the resolution to amend Madison County's inventory policy to increase minimum value of county property to be declared surplus by the property committee.
Commissioner, property committee recommendation.
Committee recommendation, no second required. All in favor say aye. Any opposed? None. Review of the Madison County various departments' years ending annual report. Who has the annual report?
Well, you have some from every elected official that were in your packet. This does not come from us. This comes from each elected office.
Come from each office?
Yes, sir.
It's a statutory requirement that every department submit a annual financial report for 22-23 to my office, and they are in the packet. And so I don't know if we're just spreading them on the minutes, or if y'all have to approve them, I'm not sure, but yes, I need y'all to take some kind of action.
I need a motion from the floor.
So moved.
Have a motion second. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? None. Item number 18, a possible acceptance of resignation from Larry Lawrence from the Educational Foundation Committee. Need a motion from the floor.
Motion to accept.
Motion to accept. Second. Have a second by Commissioner Alexander. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? None. There'll be another appointment made for that on next month's agenda. Item number 19, appointment of the highway superintendent by this body, 4-year term. Bart Wall's incumbent.
So that was also property, that was highway committee, highway recommendation.
Highway recommendation, no second required. Any discussion? Roll call.
Abernathy.
Yes.
Aday.
Yes.
Alexander.
Yes.
Arnold.
Yes.
Black.
Yes.
Bond.
Yes.
Brown.
Yes.
Brian Singer. Brian Mike.
Yes.
Deaton.
Yes.
Ellison. Godwin.
Yes.
Hill. Missile pass. Hall. Hicks.
Yes.
Johnson. Jones.
Yes.
Martin.
Yes.
Mercer.
Yes.
Montague.
Yes.
Nehoff.
Yes.
Taylor.
Yes.
Tippit.
Yes.
Wall.
Yes.
Watson.
Yes.
Two pass, well, with Mr. Hale, I've got two passes, Mr. Chairman.
I changed it, yes.
Do you want to change your vote?
Yes.
Change it to yes.
All right. Well, we got 22 yeses and one pass with Mr. Hale. So 22 yes.
22 yeses, 1 pass. Mr. Wall, you've been renominated for another year. Keep that gravel going.
Thank you.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Got the gravel, hadn't you? Appointment of 4 members to the Ethics Committee by this body, 1-year term. James Elliott, Curtis Howard, Tracy Snyder, Michael Ashley, incumbent. Don't y'all look at me, in a motion.
One quick question. I guess to you and the attorney. How did we end up with 4 people for 1-year term when all these people rotate off?
On the ethics committee?
On any committee, people rotate off, have them staggered terms. But in this situation, we have 4 members
For 1-year term.
for 1-year terms, which means that you're gonna have that situation again, that, you know, with,
Not your
I'm
report.
not certain without looking at the
Please.
County Code of Ethics and how that committee was established.
well, it was established, I know how it was established, it was established by us. I'm not questioning that.
I don't know how the terms are, if they're staggered in the rules or not.
That's what I'm getting ready to say, is that our committees, by our rules, have people serving based on the year they were elected, if it's 2-year or to fill a incomplete part of a 3-year term, whatever. In this situation, we would be picking every year, which is indifferent to everything. And I'm saying that if you could look into that, it should not be 4 people going off and 4 people going on for 1 year.
I'll look into it.
They all agreed to serve, so I need a motion.
So moved.
Have a motion? Second. All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? None. Item number 21, appointment of 4 members of the Madison County Board of Zoning Appeals by this body, 3-year term. Carl Alexander, Bart Wall, Jed Vaughn, and Tony Nehoff, incumbent. They all agreed to serve. Have a motion? Commissioner Brown, second by Commissioner Bryant. All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? None. Item number 23, appointment of one member to the Economic Development Commission by this body, one-year term, Esther Milam, incumbent. Who agreed to serve.
22.
I believe our chairman ready to go home.
Item number 22, appointment of 10 members to the Industrial Park Committee by this body, one-year term, Jerry Smith, Lucia Mercer, Adrian Montague, Mark A. Day, William Martin, Mike Bryant, Gary Deaton, Olivia Abernathy, and Tony Neoff, incumbent. They all agreed to serve.
So moved.
Have a motion? Second by Commissioner Hicks. All in favor say aye. Aye. And moving on to 23 again, appointment of one member to the Economic Development.
Mr. Chairman, on that number 22, not to rehash this, but there's 10 members listed, there's 10 members listed in 22, but there's only 9 members showing.
You're right, I didn't count them. So we have one opening. Would you like to serve in that committee?
No, nominate Carl Alexander for it.
Have a motion for Carl Alexander.
I'll second it.
Have a second. All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? None. Now we got 10. Item number 23, appointment of one member to the Economic Development Commission by this body, one-year term, Esther Milam, incumbent, who agreed to serve.
So moved.
Have a motion? Have a second? All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? None. Number 24, appointment of 3 members to the Ethics Committee by County Mayor. With this, is this gonna be postponed?
No, not this one.
It's not, okay. Approved by one-year term. Mark, how do you pronounce her name? His name? Huh? Kensia, Eden Smith, and Andrew Long.
I'd like to reappoint, Mark gave me his okay just right now, and Eden Smith and Andrew Long, I've spoken with both of them, they're okay to serve again, so renominate those 3.
Make a motion, we renominate them.
Second.
A motion second. All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? None. Number 25, appointment of 2 members of Madison County Planning Commission, out of region by the county mayor with this body's approval, one-year term, Anna Rowland and Reggie Smith, incumbent. Mayor?
I would request that someone make a motion to table this till September, please.
Have a motion to table.
Make a motion that we table the September meeting.
I second it.
Have a second. All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? None.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I'd like to request a legal inquiry in the minutes and the history here. I noticed that all of these are one-year terms. There was a reason why these people are stacked, were to be stacked on the committee. One, to maintain the integrity that somebody on the board would be informed of what's going on. Secondly, so everybody wouldn't go off at the same time. But as it is, the fact that everybody's going in for one-year term, if I disagree with them 1 year, then I can just pick them up. It becomes a crap game. That's not the way this commission is run. It's not those our reasons. If you could give us a report at the next meeting, why this comes up. The thing is I just happen to notice this is a common theme throughout there. Never been 47 years.
I think the committees are reappointed annually, and they're staggered. The appointments are different months, but I don't know that the membership is staggered as far as, whether it's 2 or 3 or 1-year terms.
That's what I want you to inquire, because I know that is not the fact. Some people be appointed to serve on a 3-year term, 2-year. That is the fact. Now, the particulars of a committee, I don't know. But I do know.
I think Commissioner Brown, no doubt correct, but there's some are staggered, some of them not. How that happened, I don't know. Item number 26, election, no Republicans. Have a motion by Commissioner Martin, second by Commissioner Arnold. All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? None. Commissioner Brown.
Yes, sir. There's been inquiries all over this town, my constituents and throughout the county, and it might have been that I've missed an update, but Sheriff, can you give us an update on the status of the investigation of this Nichols incident a month and a half ago? People concerned, I don't know if the person's still on the job or what the investigation showed. Could you report?
Right now, currently the investigation is at the district attorney's office. And that's what we put in the last briefing, until we get a report back from the district attorney. That's kind of where we're at right now.
So it has not concluded?
No, it's with the district attorney.
I mean, status of it?
No.
To your knowledge, it's not?
It's still pending.
Item number 27, any and all matters related to or connected with matters set forth in 1 through 26. Commissioner Ebony.
I would like to move for us to reconsider the vote on Ms. Marsha Moss for the school board position. Can I say why?
Can we do it again?
Can we do that?
The person who makes the motion can't have been on the prevailing side of the vote. So it would need to be someone who voted against Ms. Moss to bring a motion to reconsider.
This is the seat that I went for 3 years ago, if you remember that. And I lost that vote, even though I was very passionate about doing this work. But me and Mr. Gatlin, there were things we did not agree on. There were partisan politics that we didn't agree on, but we worked really well together over the 3 years that he was on the board. Because it doesn't matter. Because if you're willing to work, you can get things done. Because as soon as I lost that appointment, I went and volunteered for the public school system because we have work to do. And I feel like there is work that we have to do. Our school board, there's work that our county needs to get done, and we're stalemating our communities by not moving this vote forward. So I just want to ask people to set aside whatever it is that you're not wanting to be on the record for, and vote to move this community forward. I know Ms. Moss from church. I know there are things we probably disagree on, but I also know that she takes my phone call and we have conversations face to face about things that we may or may not agree on. And that's the kind of person that I feel comfortable working to improve our public school system moving forward.
Can we reconsider the same meeting?
Yes, you can bring a motion to reconsider, but the motion has to be brought by someone
From
who
the
was
opposition.
on the opposition. So
Somebody-
someone who voted against Ms. Moss.
Somebody who didn't vote for Mr., somebody who passed, could bring it back to the floor. Anyone like to do that?
Move we adjourn.
Second. Second that.
Have a motion, second to adjourn? All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? None. Roll call.